Okay.
So training in mixed martial arts, right? I was living in Louisiana at the time. That's where
Okay.
I was
And,
training mixed martial arts.
all right. Hold on. And before you do that, so it's not considered mixed martial art. It's just so you going into boxing now, or is it just like a juncture, or a cross path to getting back into the MMA, or how is that?
Yeah, so this is pure boxing.
Okay.
Pure
Okay.
boxing. Yeah, pure boxing. So
Okay.
I'll explain a little bit of my
Okay.
mindset with the boxing, right? So training in mixed martial arts. I was training in mixed martial arts in Louisiana, and then about a year ago, I moved over into Washington State, right?
Okay. Hmm.
And at the time, I kind of stopped training in mixed martial arts, and we continued to do our working out and our workouts and our meal plans. So I stayed in pretty good shape, but
Okay.
it took me about 4 to 5 months to get back into it. And I know you remember this, right? Me
Hmm.
chatting with you about
Yeah.
some of that too, and a lot of that had to do with an injury that I had with my
With
back
your back. Yeah.
late
Uh,
last year, right? So
mm,
that kind of put me out for a little bit, and I didn't want to come back. I didn't have that confidence to come back because I didn't want to hurt my back again. So I had to work through all of that and build that back up. And ultimately, I joined a gym over here
okay.
because I sat back again. I looked at my life and I said, man, remember when I went into that octagon and I remember walking those bright lights and I remember feeling that I'm built for this. I'm meant to be under the bright lights. This feels like home. I couldn't shake that out of my head. And I said, I have to get back into this world because now I love to do it. Before I was doing it to prove something to myself, but now I'm doing it because I love the sport, right?
Hmm.
And I want to continue to prove to myself that I can keep fighting and I still have it in me, right? So I
Hmm.
joined a mixed martial arts gym here
Okay.
in Washington State. And the thing about the gyms here, especially downtown, is you have a lot more people. It's a bigger state, it's more condensed, it's a lot less rural where I live. And it was a huge gym. So they had mixed martial arts, they had boxing, they had kickboxing, they had jujitsu, they had judo, they have
Hmm.
all of those things. So I decided that, you know what? I'm a mixed martial artist. That's what I love to do. That was my first thing. And I'm going to get back to that, but I just want to have a try. I just want to have a try at all these other things.
Okay.
In my life, I might not have this opportunity again.
Mm,
I still have youth on my side. I still have time on my side. Let me go try this boxing class. Let me go try this pure kickboxing class. Let me go try this judo jiu-jitsu class, right? And just see which ones I like and not do it because I want to compete. And you and I talked about this when I first got back into training that for now I'm just focusing on going in and training and just enjoying the process.
okay.
And then you meet people, right? You meet other friends. And all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden I met a boxing coach who was teaching the boxing class. And I had one class with him. I had one class with him where I really enjoyed the class. He taught the fundamentals in a way that I've never been taught before in boxing. And I wanted to get better at that and grow at that. I told him, hey, I'd like to work one on one with you to do boxing lessons like once a week. And
Mm,
he said, okay, sure. I'd love to take you on and we will just hit pads and we'll work on some things, right? So I started doing that, and then I got more and more into boxing. I started doing more and more in the classes, and then I started just falling in love with the art of boxing and everything there is about boxing and all the fundamentals and footwork and all the different types of head movements and all of those things. And I decided to myself that, you know what? I love this thing that I'm doing right now. I
mm,
want to improve at this thing. I want to get better at it. I want to box at a very high level. And maybe I even want to win a championship in
mm,
boxing. So, in order for me to do that, I have to dedicate myself to it. I can't
yeah,
be a generalist and spread myself across these different, kickboxing, jujitsu,
yeah.
mixed martial arts, and boxing, and then try to win boxing matches, right? That's not how it happens. You have to pick one and go all in if you really want to compete at that level, right? In amateur boxing. So I
Mm,
said, I'm going to dedicate a year to boxing. I'm
okay.
going to have a try at this thing and dedicate a year
Okay.
go in it 100% for a year,